Willow Creek, a small American town where everyone knows everyone, and every smile hides a story no one talks about. The sun rises slowly over the wooden houses, the old gas station, the dusty road, and the Carter family farm, the biggest land in the entire county. After 10 long years, Emma Carter, 28, steps out of a bus with a suitcase in her hand. She left this town when she was only 18. And she promised herself she would never come back. But life has a strange way of calling people home. Emma looks around, breathing in the familiar scent of pine trees and cold morning air. Emma to herself, nothing has changed. And yet everything feels different. She knows why she's here. Her mother's health has worsened, and the family she once ran away from is falling apart. The home she once escaped. When Emma reaches the Carter house, a big, white, traditional farmhouse, she pauses. This place holds memories she never wanted to relive. The door opens. Her younger brother, Luke Carter, now 22, stands there. He gives a small, unsure smile. "Luke, you're really here." Emma forces a smile back. Inside, the atmosphere is heavy. Photographs of the family hang on the walls, except none of them include her after age 18. Then she sees her mother, Margaret Carter, frail but smiling warmly. Opens her arms. "Margaret, my girl, you came home." Emma hugs her mother tightly, but her eyes fall on someone else standing behind her, her father. Richard Carter, tall, stern, sharp eyes, the man whose expectations once suffocated her. He crosses his arms. "Richard, you're late." Those two words tell Emma everything. Coming back won't be easy. Richard asks cold, direct questions. Emma answers politely, but the tension is thick. Luke keeps looking between them, hoping someone will break the ice, but no one does. After dinner, Emma walks outside toward the barn. The old wooden boards creak under her steps. She touches the place where she once carved her initials as a kid. Suddenly, she hears footsteps. Daniel Brooks, 29, the neighbor, childhood friend, and the boy she once loved appears. He looks shocked to see her. "Daniel, I heard you were back." Didn't believe it at first. Emma tries to stay calm. "Emma, it's temporary." He smiles slightly. "Daniel, in Willow Creek, nothing is ever temporary." His presence stirs memories she buried long ago. Late night rides, whispered promises, tears the night she left. But before they can talk more, Luke calls her from the porch. "Luke, Emma, Mom needs you." Emma turns to Daniel. "Emma, we'll talk later." She walks away. Daniel watches her go, the past rushing back like a storm. Basement, that night, while everyone is asleep. Emma can't shake a feeling, a sense that something is very wrong in the Carter household. She walks quietly into the old basement. Boxes covered with dust, old tools, broken furniture. And then she sees it, a metal filing cabinet with a label, "Carter Farm Confidential." Emma hesitates, then opens it. Inside is a folder marked Lester Brooks case. Daniel's father. Her hands tremble. Why does her family have files on Daniel's father? Why are the documents stamped with the county sheriff's seal? And why is one page labeled "Incident Report, not for release"? Emma gasps as she reads the first line. Suspected involvement, Richard Carter. Before she can read more, she hears footsteps coming down the stairs. She freezes. Someone else is awake. Someone who doesn't want her to see what's inside that file. And the screen fades to black. Emma's heart pounds as the footsteps grow louder on the basement stairs. She quickly shuts the file and slips behind a shelf filled with old paint cans. A flashlight beam cuts through the darkness. Richard Carter steps inside. His eyes scan the room. Slow, calculating like someone who knows exactly what he's looking for. He walks directly toward the filing cabinet. Emma holds her breath. Richard opens the drawer, flips through the folder and frowns. Something is missing. The page Emma was holding is gone. Richard clenches his jaw. Richard coldly. "Someone's been down here." Emma presses her hand over her mouth, trying not to make a sound. For a moment, she thinks he's about to catch her. But he snaps the drawer shut and walks back upstairs. Emma exhales shakily, clutching the single page she hid under her sweater. Whatever Richard is hiding, it involves Daniel's father. And now Emma knows she's not imagining it. Something very dark is buried in this family. The next morning, Emma walks into the kitchen. Richard is already there drinking black coffee. He doesn't look up. Richard, if you're going to stay here, follow the rules. He pauses. This house has structure. Respect it. Emma bites her tongue. She wants to shout, "What are you hiding?" But she doesn't. Margaret enters, coughing weakly. Emma rushes to help her sit, but Richard gestures sharply. Richard, she's fine. Emma looks at her mother, pale, exhausted, and knows he's lying. Luke watches them silently, worrying clear in his eyes. After breakfast, Emma pulls Luke aside. Luke, is Dad keeping something from us? Luke hesitates. Luke, Emma, Dad's always keeping something from us. Later that afternoon, Emma walks toward town. Daniel's old truck pulls up beside her. He rolls down the window. Daniel, you look like someone who didn't sleep much. Emma tries to smile. Emma, I didn't. He steps out of the truck, leaning against it. Daniel, look, Emma, I should tell you something. Emma meets his eyes. Daniel, people around here, they don't forget. My dad's case, the one that ruined my family. Your father was the last person to see him alive. Emma freezes. Daniel continues. Daniel, I'm not saying Richard did anything, but he knows more than he ever told the sheriff. Emma's heartbeat quickens. Emma, Daniel, if there's something I can find, something that clears your father, I will. Daniel looks at her quietly, almost sadly. Daniel, just be careful. No one in Willow Creek digs into the past without consequences. His words stay with her. That night, while Margaret is resting, Emma brings her tea. Suddenly, Margaret grips her daughter's hand. Margaret weakly. Emma, there are things I should have told you. Emma kneels beside her. Emma, Mom, what things? Margaret struggles to breathe. Margaret, your father, he wasn't always a good man. Sometimes, the people we trust the most hide the biggest truths. Emma feels her stomach twist. Margaret reaches into the drawer beside her bed and pulls out a worn envelope. Margaret, if something happens to me, open this. Emma shakes her head. Emma, don't say that. You're going to be fine. Margaret smiles faintly. Margaret, promise me, Emma. Emma nods, tearful, terrified. She places the letter carefully inside her jacket, but as she leaves the room, she sees someone watching her from the hallway. Richard, expression unreadable. Emma hides the envelope behind her back. Richard steps closer. Richard, your mother needs rest. Don't upset her. Emma forces a smile. Emma, of course, but her hands tremble because now she has two dangerous things. A secret page about Daniel's father, and a mysterious letter from her dying mother. And Richard Carter knows she's hiding something. The episode ends with Emma closing her bedroom door and locking it, as outside, the whole floorboards creak under someone's slow footsteps. Emma lies awake in her room, clutching the envelope her mother gave her. The house is silent, except for the soft creaking outside her door. Someone is standing in the hallway. Emma slowly gets out of bed and looks through the tiny crack under the door. A shadow moves, then disappears toward the stairs. She waits, listens. Nothing. Emma carefully opens the envelope. Inside is a single handwritten letter. Shaky ink. Margaret's familiar handwriting. Emma begins reading. My dear Emma, if you're reading this, it means the truth can no longer stay hidden. Her hands tremble. Years ago, there was an accident on Carterland, and your father didn't tell the sheriff everything. Emma's breath catches. It wasn't just an accident. Someone was there that night. Someone from the Brooks family. Daniel's family. Emma turns the page. But before she can finish, a loud knock hits her door. She jumps, quickly hiding the letter under her pillow. Richard outside, stern. Emma, we need to talk. Not now. Not while the truth is in her hands. Emma steadies herself and opens the door. Richard stands tall, arms crossed, eyes sharp. Richard, you were in the basement last night. Emma's heart skips. Emma, I was looking for old boxes. Nothing important. Richard's eyes darken. Richard, everything in this house is important. And some things are dangerous to uncover. A threat disguised as advice. Emma forces calmness. Emma, I'm just trying to help Mom. Richard steps closer. Richard, if you want to help this family, stay out of things you don't understand. He turns and walks away. Emma stands frozen. This isn't just family tension. This is fear, control, secrets. And she knows one thing. Richard is terrified she learned the truth. Emma walks into town later that day. She finds Daniel behind his family's old workshop, fixing an engine. He looks up, surprised. Daniel, you came back. Emma nods. Emma, something's wrong, Daniel. My mom left me a letter about your father. Daniel goes still. His jaw tightens. Daniel, my father disappeared on Carterland. Emma, they called it an accident, but my family never believed that. Emma hands him the portion of the letter she copied onto a scrap paper. He reads it slowly. His eyes fill with anger and hurt. Daniel, your father covered up evidence? Emma shakes her head. Emma, I don't know yet, but I'll find out. I promise you that. Daniel breathes hard, pain surfacing after years. Daniel, Emma, if you go against your father, he won't forgive you. Emma looks into his eyes. Emma, maybe the truth matters more than forgiveness. Daniel swallows, conflicted. A moment of quiet. Then he steps closer, voice soft. Daniel, you don't have to do this alone. Emma suddenly feels how safe she once felt with him, and how dangerous this journey could become. That evening, Emma searches the porch for fresh air, but instead finds Luke sitting on the steps, staring into the dusk. He looks troubled. Emma, Luke, what's wrong? He hesitates, then whispers, Luke, I heard Dad and Sheriff Miller talking last night. Emma freezes. Luke, they said, if she finds out what really happened that night, everything will fall apart. Emma sits beside him. Emma, Luke, do you know anything about Daniel's father? Luke shakes his head. Luke, only that Dad said the Brooks family should have stayed quiet. Emma's heart sinks. Luke leans in, lowering his voice. Luke, Emma, whatever you're digging into, be careful. Dad isn't the man I thought he was. Before Emma can respond, they hear the screen door slam. Richard stands behind them, eyes cold, expression unreadable. Richard, dinner is ready. But his stare tells a different message. Stop digging, or face the consequences. Emma follows him inside, gripping the railing tightly. Upstairs, the letter waits. Downstairs, the truth hides. And outside, someone watches the Carter house from the trees. The silhouette of a man, waiting for the past to catch up. The night is unusually quiet in Willow Creek. Emma stands at her bedroom window staring at the moonlit yard. But then she sees it again. A shadow, tall still watching the house from the line of trees. Emma steps back, her heart racing. Is it Richard watching her? Or someone else? Or could it be connected to the night Daniel's father disappeared? She closes the curtains shaken. Just then, a sudden knock on her window. Emma jumps. She opens the window slightly, and Luke whispers urgently, Luke, Emma, you need to come downstairs, right now. Emma grabs the letter and the secret document page, hides them inside her jacket, and rushes out. Emma and Luke reach the living room. Sheriff Miller stands there, a heavy man with tired eyes, the kind who has seen too much and said too little. Richard is standing across from him, arms crossed. The tension is thick enough to choke on. Sheriff Miller, we need to discuss something privately. Richard shoots a harsh glance at Emma and Luke. Richard, kids, go upstairs. Emma refuses. Emma, we're not kids anymore. And if this is about the past, Richard raises his voice. Richard, I said upstairs. Emma stands her ground. Emma, why? Because you're scared we'll hear the truth. Sheriff Miller shifts uncomfortably. Sheriff Miller. Richard, maybe they should stay. This concerns the whole family now. Luke grips Emma's arm, nervous. Richard's jaw tightens. He finally mutters, Richard, fine, talk. Sheriff Miller clears his throat. Sheriff Miller. There have been reports of someone lurking around Carter property at night. A man tall, possibly armed. Emma and Luke exchange terrified looks. Emma whispers, Emma, I saw him. Richard snaps toward her. Richard, you saw what? Emma's voice is steady now. Emma, a man watching the house from the trees. Sheriff Miller's expression darkens. Sheriff Miller. Then it's starting again. Emma frowns. Emma, starting what? Sheriff Miller doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he looks at Richard. A long, heavy look. Something passes between them. A secret. A memory. A warning. After the sheriff leaves, Emma follows Richard into the barn. The doors echo as they close. Emma, tell me the truth. Who is that man? Does it have to do with the night Daniel's father disappeared? Richard turns slowly. His face is calm. Too calm. Richard, you were always too curious for your own good. Emma steps closer. Emma, curiosity isn't the problem, Dad. Your lies are. Richard finally snaps. Richard, I did what I had to do to protect this family. Emma freezes. The silence that follows is cold. Emma may softly. Protect us from what? Richard doesn't answer. Instead, he walks past her, brushing her shoulder as he leaves. But before he does, he says something chilling. Richard, stay away from the Brooks boy, or you'll end up like his father. Emma gasps. Richard leaves the barn, and Emma's legs nearly give out. This wasn't a warning. This was a confession. Later that night, Emma meets Daniel at the edge of the property. He looks worried. Daniel, you said it was urgent. Emma hands him the last line of her mother's letter, the line she kept hidden. Someone from the Brooks family was there that night. Daniel reads it twice. He looks up, angry and confused. Daniel, my family? You think my father caused his own disappearance? Emma shakes her head quickly. Emma, no, but someone from your family was there. Maybe your uncle. Maybe someone else. Daniel steps back. Daniel, my family wouldn't hurt him. Emma reaches out. Emma, then why is someone watching the Carter house? Why now? Before Daniel can answer. A branch snaps. They both turn toward the trees. Footsteps. Slow, heavy. A silhouette appears. The same one Emma saw before. Daniel grabs Emma's arm. Daniel, get behind me. The shadow steps closer. Emma's voice trembles. Emma, who are you? The figure stops at the edge of the moonlight. The face becomes faintly visible. Daniel's jaw drops. His eyes widen. Daniel shaken. Number. That's impossible. Emma's breath catches. Emma. Daniel, who is it? Daniel whispers. Daniel. Emma. That's my father. The man who everyone believes disappeared 10 years ago is standing right in front of them, alive, watching, silent, and the screen fades to black. Daniel steps forward slowly, his hands shaking. Daniel voice cracking. Dad? The man in the shadows doesn't move. His clothes are worn, dirty, his face covered in a rough beard. But his eyes. Daniel recognizes those eyes. Emma grabs Daniel's arm. Emma, Daniel, be careful. The man finally speaks. A quiet, broken voice. Man, you shouldn't be here. Daniel stumbles forward. Daniel, where have you been all these years? Everyone thought you were dead. Mom cried herself to sleep for months. The man lowers his eyes. guilt heavy in his expression. Man, I couldn't come home. Not after what happened that night. Emma steps forward. Emma, what happened? Tell us, please. The man looks straight at Emma. His breath trembles. Man, your father happened. Emma freezes. Daniel's eyes widen in rage and disbelief. Daniel's father sits on an old tree stump, exhausted, defeated. Daniel kneels in front of him. Daniel, tell us the truth. No more secrets. The man nods slowly. Man, it was late. Raining hard. Your father and I had an argument about the boundary fence. We'd argued before, but that night, it got out of control. Emma feels her stomach twist. Man, Richard pushed me. I fell, hit my head on a rock. Daniel's breath catches. Man, I passed out for a while. When I woke up, Richard was gone. And the sheriff, he told me if I reported it, no one would believe me. He told me to leave Willow Creek if I wanted to stay alive. Emma steps back, horrified. Emma, the sheriff threatened you? He nods. Man, your father and Sheriff Miller were working together. Always have been. Daniel clenches his fists. Daniel, why didn't you come home? We needed you. Tears fill the man's eyes. Man, because they would have killed me, and then they would have come after you. The truth hangs heavy in the cold night air. Emma suddenly realizes this isn't just a family conflict. This is corruption, fear, a crime buried under 10 years of lies. Emma pulls Daniel aside. Her voice is low, urgent. Emma, Daniel, if your father is alive, this changes everything. But Richard, he will do anything to keep this secret buried. Daniel nods. Daniel, we need to get my dad somewhere safe. He can't stay out here. Emma looks back at the man who should be dead. Weak, cold, terrified. Emma, my mother. She might help us. She already tried to warn me. Daniel hesitates. Daniel. Emma, if Richard finds out. Emma cuts him off. Emma, I'm done being scared of him. Daniel looks at her. Really looks at her, as if seeing the strong girl he once loved reborn. They nod to each other. A silent agreement. A dangerous alliance. The truth will come out, even if it destroys the Carter family. That night, Emma sneaks back into the house while Daniel hides his father in an abandoned shed behind the old workshop. Emma tiptoes upstairs, heart pounding. She closes her bedroom door and takes out the secret letter and the sheriff's hidden document page. She spreads them out on her bed, and something horrifying hits her. The sheriff's page, the letter, they fit together like two pieces of a puzzle. When placed side by side, one sentence becomes clear. Sheriff Miller and Richard Carter agreed to silence the witness from the Brooks family. Emma gasps. The witness. Someone from the Brooks family. It wasn't Daniel's father. It was. Suddenly, footsteps storm down the hallway. Emma jumps. Someone grabs her door handle, twists it, forces it. Emma scrambles, hiding the pages under her pillow. The door bursts open. Richard stands there, breathing hard, eyes burning with fury. Richard, what are you hiding from me? Emma. Emma freezes. Richard steps inside slowly, closing the door behind him. His voice drops into a quiet, dangerous whisper. Richard, tell me, right now, before this becomes something you can't come back from. Emma's hands tremble because she knows he won't leave this room until he gets the truth. And she won't leave this room unless she lies. Richard's silhouette fills Emma's doorway, blocking out the light behind him. Richard, low, dangerous. What are you hiding, Emma? Emma forces herself to stay calm. Her fingers press tightly against the pillow where the documents are hidden. Emma, I'm not hiding anything. Richard steps closer. Each step is heavy, deliberate. The floor creaks under his weight. Richard, you've been sneaking out, lying to me, talking to people you shouldn't. Emma's pulse jumps. She knows if he finds the papers, he will destroy them, and maybe her along with them. Suddenly, a loud knock downstairs. Richard freezes. Sheriff Miller's voice echoes up the staircase. Sheriff Miller. Richard, we need to talk now. Richard gives Emma a final, cold stare. Richard, this isn't over. He steps out. Emma exhales a deep breath. The moment he's gone, she locks the door and grabs the papers from under her pillow. The combined sentence haunts her. Sheriff Miller and Richard Carter agreed to silence the witness. Emma whispers to herself. Who was the witness? Downstairs, Richard and Sheriff Miller argue in heated whispers. Emma quietly opens her door and leans over the railing to listen. Richard angry? You said the Brooks boy wouldn't go digging. Miller, he didn't. It's the girl Emma. She's closer to the truth than anyone has been in years. Emma's blood runs cold. She is the target now. Miller, your daughter found the wrong file, Richard. The page I told you to destroy. Richard swears under his breath. Richard, if she exposes us, everything falls apart. The land deal, the insurance money, everything. Emma covers her mouth. Land deal, insurance money. What did they do? Sheriff Miller steps closer to Richard, lowering his voice. Miller, we have one problem left, Richard. The Brooks man. He's alive. Richard goes pale. Richard, no. You told me he was handled. Miller, well, he wasn't. Emma steps back, heart pounding. They know Daniel's father is alive. Sheriff Miller continues. Miller, if that man talks, we lose everything. You know what needs to be done. Emma grips the railing to keep herself from screaming. Richard whispers something Emma doesn't want to believe. Richard, fine. We'll finish it tonight. Emma nearly collapses. They're going to kill Daniel's father. Emma runs to her room, grabs her phone, and dials Daniel. He answers immediately. Daniel. Emma, are you okay? A panicked whisper. Daniel, listen. Your dad isn't safe. The sheriff and my father are coming for him tonight. Daniel goes silent. Then, Daniel cold, steady. Where are they now? Emma, downstairs. But they're leaving soon. Daniel, I'll move my dad. Meet me at the old barn past Willow Creek Bridge. If they follow me, I need you to slow them down. Emma's breath shakes. Emma, I will. Just don't let anything happen to him. Daniel, promise me you'll be careful. Emma, I will. She hangs up. Then she makes the most dangerous decision of her life. She grabs her jacket, jumps out her bedroom window, and runs into the night. Emma reaches the woods behind her house, hiding between the trees. The sound of truck doors slamming. Richard and Sheriff Miller emerge with flashlights and guns. Richard, we'll start at the workshop. If he's not there, we search the woods. Emma crouches low, heart hammering. She pulls out her phone and texts Daniel. They're coming. Move now. Far in the distance, she sees Daniel guiding his weak father toward the old bridge. Then, a branch snaps behind her. Emma spins around. Sheriff Miller is staring right at her. Flashlight blinding. Hand on his gun. Miller. Emma. What are you doing out here? Emma's entire body freezes. For the first time, she sees the truth in his eyes. Sheriff Miller isn't just corrupt. He's dangerous. And he knows she knows everything. Miller steps closer. Miller soft, threatening. You've been very curious lately. Curiosity can get people hurt. Emma backs away slowly. Emma, stay away from me. Richard appears behind Miller. His voice ice cold. Richard, Emma, come home now. Emma doesn't answer. She turns and runs. She hears Richard shout, Richard, get her. Flashlights explode behind her. Footsteps thunder through the dark woods. Emma sprints toward the bridge, toward Daniel, toward the only chance any of them have left. Fade to black. Emma runs through the dark forest, branches slapping against her arms, breath burning in her chest. Behind her, flashlights, shouting. Richard's furious voice echoing through the trees. Richard, Emma, stop running. She doesn't. She pushes harder, crashing through the underbrush. Then, a gunshot. She skids behind a fallen log, heart exploding with fear. Sheriff Miller's voice follows. Miller, Richard, calm down. We can't shoot her. Richard unhinged. She knows everything. Henry, everything. Emma clamps a hand over her mouth to keep from gasping. She pulls out her phone and texts Daniel. They're close. Move faster. A second later, the phone vibrates. Daniel, we're almost at the barn. Don't let them catch you. Emma whispers to herself. Come on, Emma. Not tonight. Not like this. She waits until the flashlights sweep past her hiding place. Then she bolts in the opposite direction. Toward the bridge. Toward Daniel. Toward the truth. Daniel reaches the abandoned barn with his father leaning heavily on him. The old man is pale, breathing hard. Daniel's father. Son, leave me here. Save yourself. Daniel refuses. Daniel. No, this ends tonight. You're not dying for their secrets. He helps his father sit against an old wooden beam. The wind whips through the holes in the roof. The place smells like dust and memories. Daniel scans the area, trying to calm his own heartbeat. He dials Emma. No answer. Daniel whispers, Come on, Emma, please be okay. His father looks at him with tired, knowing eyes. Daniel's father. You love that girl, don't you? Daniel almost smiles. Daniel. Yeah, I think I always have. Before his father can respond, they hear branches snapping outside. Footsteps. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Daniel's eyes widen. Daniel. Dad, hide now. He helps his father behind a stack of old crates. Then Daniel picks up a rusty metal rod and stands guard. The barn door creaks open. Someone steps inside. Not Richard. Not Miller. Emma. She collapses into Daniel's arms, shaking, out of breath. He hugs her tightly. Daniel, you made it. Emma trembling. They're right behind me. Emma gathers her breath and whispers. Emma, there's something else. Something worse. Daniel steadies her. Daniel, tell me. Emma pulls out the documents she hid inside her jacket. The sheriff's page. The letter. The combined sentence. Daniel reads the words slowly. Sheriff Miller and Richard Carter agreed to silence the witness. His father steps out from behind the crates, eyes darkening. Daniel's father. That witness wasn't me. Emma nods. Emma. That's what I realized. The witness was someone else from your family. Daniel stares at her confused. Daniel. Who? Emma swallows hard. Emma. Your mother. Daniel freezes. His father closes his eyes in pain. Daniel. You said she died in an accident. His father shakes his head slowly. Daniel's father. She didn't. She saw something she wasn't supposed to see. Something about Richard and Miller. They threatened her first. When she refused to change her statement, her car was found at the bottom of Willow Creek. Daniel's breath breaks. His whole world fractures in one moment. Daniel. All these years you let me believe it was an accident. His father's voice cracks. Daniel's father. I was trying to protect you. If you knew the truth, they would have come for you next. Emma grabs Daniel's hand tightly. Emma, you're not alone anymore. We end this together. Before Daniel can respond, a loud crash shakes the barn. The front door bursts open. Richard and Sheriff Miller storm inside. Weapons raised. Emma, Daniel, and his father back away slowly. Richard's eyes lock onto Emma first. Cold, furious, betrayed. Richard. Emma. I told you to stop digging. Sheriff Miller aims his gun at Daniel's father. Miller. This should have been finished 10 years ago. Daniel steps in front of his father. His voice is steady. Daniel, you killed my mother. You lied to this whole town. And you won't touch him again. Richard smirks. Richard, you think anyone will believe you kids. But Emma steps forward, unshaken. Emma, they will when they see these. She holds up the documents. Sheriff Miller pales. Richard steps forward, then suddenly stiffens. A flashlight beams through the barn window. A voice calls out, Sheriff Miller, this is state police. Come out with your hands up. Richard's face drains of color. Miller whispers, you said no one else knew. Emma lifts her chin. Emma, my mom did. She called them before you ever came after me. Richard lunges toward Emma, but Daniel slams into him, knocking him to the ground. Sheriff Miller tries to run, but officers swarm through the broken door. In seconds, Richard Carter and Sheriff Miller are handcuffed and dragged outside. As they're taken away, Richard screams, Richard, Emma, you ruined everything. Everything. The night finally goes quiet. Emma turns to Daniel. He's shaking relief, grief, exhaustion, all tangled together. She hugs him gently. He whispers into her hair, Daniel, it's over, right? Emma looks toward the flashing police lights, toward the dark woods, toward the broken barn. And she whispers the truth. Emma, no, it's just beginning. Fade to black. Sunlight breaks over Willow Creek, but nothing feels bright. Police cars surround the barn. Yellow tape blows in the wind. Reporters crowd the scene. Emma sits on the back of an ambulance, wrapped in a blanket. Her hands still shake. An officer speaks gently. Officer, you're safe now, Miss Carter. We're taking your statement next. Safe. The word feels strange. Daniel sits beside her, his father leaning weakly on his shoulder. Neither of them has slept. Daniel whispers, Daniel, I keep thinking I'm going to wake up, and it'll all still be a nightmare. Emma glances at him, her voice soft. Emma, nightmares don't end in handcuffs, Daniel. But deep in her chest, she knows. Nightmares don't end this easily either. A detective approaches. Detective, Emma Carter. Emma stands. Detective, your mother is asking for you. Emma's chest tightens. Her mother, the woman who tried to warn her, the woman who stood up to Richard. Emma takes a deep breath and walks toward the squad car where her mother waits. Everything is about to change. Emma's mother, Sarah Carter, sits in the back of the police car, arms wrapped around herself. She looks up when Emma arrives. Her eyes fill with tears. Sarah, Emma, my baby, are you hurt? Did he do anything to you? Emma kneels beside her. Emma, Mom, I'm okay, but I need to know. How long have you known about Dad and the sheriff? Sarah squeezes her daughter's hands, voice trembling. Sarah, since before you were born. Emma's breath stops. Sarah wipes her eyes. Sarah, your father. He was different when we first met. But Miller, he had influence, secrets, power. Richard got involved in something he couldn't escape. Emma swallows hard. Emma, did you know they hurt Daniel's family? Sarah nods slowly. Each word feels like a confession. Sarah, I tried to stop him. I told Richard to tell the truth. We fought for years. And when he realized I wouldn't stay silent forever, he started watching me, restricting me, controlling me. Emma feels sick. Her own father. Emma, he hurt you. Sarah doesn't answer with words. She slightly lifts her sleeve, a fading bruise. Emma's eyes fill with tears. Emma, Mom, I'm so sorry. Sarah pulls her into a trembling embrace. Sarah, no, Emma, I'm sorry. I should have left him sooner. I should have protected you sooner. Emma wipes her tears. Emma, there's still time. We can fix everything now. But Sarah's expression darkens. Sarah, Emma, there's one thing you don't know. Emma's heart stalls. Sarah. Richard wasn't working alone. There was someone else. Someone worse. Daniel and his father sat with the detectives giving statements. But something in Daniel's father's face shifts. A shadow. A memory. He pulls Daniel aside. Daniel's father. Daniel, listen to me. Richard and Miller. They weren't the masterminds. Daniel frowns. Daniel. Then who? His father glances at the officers, lowering his voice. Daniel's father. There was a man. A beer. Someone who wanted our land, wanted control of the entire North Ridge. Daniel feels a chill crawl up his spine. Daniel. A land developer. His father nods. Daniel's father. More powerful than that. Someone from outside Willow Creek. Someone with a lot to lose if the truth gets out. Daniel's stomach drops. Daniel. Why didn't you tell the police? His father meets his eyes with a look of pure fear. Daniel's father. Because this man has people inside the police. Inside the town council. Inside everything. Daniel feels the weight of those words. Emma and her mother approach, shaken. Emma. My mom told me the same thing. Daniel stares at her. Emma whispers. Emma. The real danger hasn't even started yet. Suddenly, a black SUV pulls up near the police tape. Dark tinted windows. Engine running. No plates. Emma's mother goes pale. Sarah whispering. Emma, that's him. Before anyone reacts, the window slowly rolls down. A man in a suit sits inside, smiling, watching them. Then the SUV pulls away. Silent, calm, confident. Daniel grabs Emma's hand. Daniel. Emma, who is he? Emma's mother answers, voice hollow. Sarah, the man who owns this town. After hours of questioning, the police finally release them. Emma's mother is taken to a safe house. Daniel's father is escorted to the hospital. The town buzzes with gossip and speculation. But Emma and Daniel walk back toward the woods, toward the old roads, toward the place where everything began. They stop at the bridge. The trees sway. The creek murmurs. The world feels different now. Broken. Daniel turns to Emma. His voice quiet, heavy. Daniel. Emma, this man your mom talked about. Does he know you exposed them? Emma looks toward the empty road, her voice barely above a whisper. Emma. Yes. Daniel steps closer, taking her hands. Daniel. Then we don't go home. Not tonight. Maybe not for a long time. Emma meets his eyes. There's fear in her expression, but also strength. Emma. Where do we go? Daniel looks toward the horizon, toward the mountains, toward the unknown. Daniel. Somewhere he can't find us. Not until we figure out how deep this goes. Emma nods. Together, they walk into the fading light. Two families destroyed. A town full of secrets. A powerful man watching from the shadows. And a new truth settling over them. This wasn't the ending. It was the beginning of a war. Fade to black. Night settles over Willow Creek again. Daniel and Emma move through the woods. Backpacks over their shoulders. Breath visible in the cold air. Every sound feels dangerous. Every shadow feels alive. Emma whispers. Emma, do you think that SUV is following us? Daniel checks behind them. Nothing but darkness. Daniel. Not yet. But that man. He didn't come to watch. He came to warn us. Emma shivers not from the cold. Daniel touches her shoulder. Daniel. We need to get out of the forest. The ridge cabins, no one checks them anymore. They walk in silence. But Emma's mind keeps replaying that smile. That calm, quiet smile. A man who wasn't afraid. Because he owned everything around them. Suddenly, branches crack to their left. Emma tenses. Emma, did you hear that? Daniel nods slowly. Then, a figure steps out of the trees. Emma gasps. But it's not the man from the SUV. It's the detective who questioned them earlier. Flashlight raised. Voice steady. Detective Hawkins, you two need to come with me. Now. Emma backs up. Emma, are we in trouble? Hawkins shakes his head. Hawkins, no. But if you stay out here any longer, You will be. The detective leads them to his car parked at an old service road. Before getting in, he scans the area carefully, like he expects someone to be watching. Inside the car, Emma finally speaks. Emma, detective, my mom said there's someone worse behind all of this. Who is he? Hawkins hesitates. Then, Hawkins. His name is Victor Hale. Daniel's brow furrows. Daniel. Never heard of him. Hawkins nods. Hawkins. Exactly. He keeps it that way. Emma's voice shakes. Emma. What does he want? Hawkins drives slowly down the dark road. Hawkins. Land. Power. Silence. Your father's land, both of them blocked his expansion plans. That made your families a problem. Daniel clenches his fists. Daniel. So my mother. She died because of him. Hawkins doesn't answer directly. He doesn't have to. His silence is enough. Emma wipes a tear, anger building inside her. Emma. Why are you helping us, detective? Hawkins glances at the rearview mirror. Hawkins. Because I used to work for Hale. Emma stiffens. Daniel reaches for the door handle. Hawkins. Easy. I left years ago. Saw what he did to people who got in his way. His grip tightens on the steering wheel. Hawkins. People like your parents. Hawkins pulls up to an old cabin, half hidden under tall pines. Hawkins. You'll be safe here for the night. But don't open the door for anyone but me. Hale has men everywhere. Daniel helps Emma out of the car. The detective lowers his voice. Hawkins. I'm going back into town to get evidence, real evidence. Files Miller and Richard kept hidden. Emma blinks. Emma. You're risking your life for this? Hawkins sighs. For the first time, his voice cracks. Hawkins. Years ago, Hale ruined my brother's life. Framed him. Destroyed him. I didn't stop him then. I'm not making that mistake again. He hands Daniel a small metal key. Hawkins. This opens a safe in Miller's old office. If anything happens to me, get those files yourselves. They're enough to put Hale away forever. Before they can thank him, Hawkins drives off. The forest feels too quiet now. Daniel helps Emma inside the cabin. It's old, dusty, but safe. Or so it seems. Emma sits beside the window watching the woods. Emma. Daniel, what if this never ends? Daniel sits next to her. Soft voice. Warm hand on hers. Daniel. Then we end it ourselves. Emma leans her head on his shoulder. A tiny moment of calm in the middle of chaos. Then, a soft tap on the glass. Emma freezes. Daniel stands slowly. They step toward the window. A piece of paper is wedged in the frame from outside. Daniel carefully pulls it through. Emma unfolds it with trembling fingers. One sentence. One warning. Written in sharp, cold handwriting. Run now. Before they can react, a deeper sound echoes outside. Crunching gravel. Footsteps. Multiple. Emma grabs Daniel's hand. Emma. They found us. Daniel pulls her to the back door. He whispers. Daniel. Head for the creek. They can't track footprints in the water. They slip outside into the cold night. Voices approach the cabin. Men. Not police. Not locals. Professional. Man number 1. Check the windows. Man number 2. Hale wants the girl alive. Emma stifles a gasp. Daniel grips her hand tighter. They move through the brush toward the creek, stepping silently, breathing shallow. Suddenly, headlights flash through the trees. A second SUV pulls up. The door opens. A tall man in a dark coat steps out. Confident, calm, unhurried. Victor Hale. He looks at the cabin, hands in his pockets. Then he turns his head slightly, as if he already knows exactly where Emma and Daniel are hiding. And in the moonlight, he smiles. Not rushed, not angry, just certain. Victor Hale quietly. You can run, but the woods belong to me. Emma's pulse stops. Daniel pulls her into the creek, water rising to their knees. Holly's men move closer. and Hale lifts his head, listening, waiting, smiling. Emma whispers, terrified, "Emma, Daniel, he's hunting us." Daniel whispers back, "Daniel." Then we don't stop running. Hand in hand, they disappear deeper into the night. Behind them, Hale watches, patient and moving, as if he already knows. This is only the beginning. Fade to black. The creek water is freezing. Emma and Daniel move through it as fast as they can, breath sharp, clothes soaked. Behind them, flashlights cut through the trees. Voices echo. Man. They went toward the river. Man number 2. Hale said, "Don't lose them." Emma slips on a rock. Daniel catches her, holding her close. "Daniel, stay with me. Just a little further." Emma nods, trembling. Her eyes keep going back, searching for that figure in the dark. Victor Hale, the man who destroyed their families, the man now hunting them. Suddenly, Daniel pulls Emma ashore. They hide behind a fallen tree. The shouts fade slightly. Emma whispers, "Emma, we can't keep running. They'll catch up." Daniel looks toward the distant lights of the town. "Daniel." Then we stop running. We go after the files. The detectives said they can put Hale away. Emma swallows hard. Emma. But what if Hawkins doesn't make it back? Daniel meets her eyes. Firm. Daniel. Then we finish what our parents started. They sneak into town through back alleys, clothes dripping, hearts racing. The danger feels closer than ever. Willow Creek is quiet at night. Too quiet. Emma keeps her hood low. Daniel checks corners before moving. Finally, they reach the old municipal building, Miller's former office. Dark, locked, abandoned. Daniel pulls out the small metal key Detective Hawkins gave him. It fits perfectly. The door clicks open. Inside, the air is dusty, untouched. Papers are scattered. A broken chair lies on its side. Emma's flashlight shakes in her hand. Emma. Daniel, someone's been here. Daniel moves ahead cautiously. Daniel. Look for the safe. They search the room. Behind a filing cabinet, Emma spots a metal plate on the wall. Square, old, hidden. Emma. Daniel, over here. Daniel kneels, working the key into the lock. It turns, and the safe opens with a heavy creak. Inside, folders, hard drives, a sealed envelope labeled with one word, Hale. Emma's breath catches. Emma, this is it. Daniel grabs everything. As they step back, a floorboard creaks behind them. Emma spins around. A silhouette stands in the doorway. Calm, still. Emma whispers, terrified. Emma. Daniel, someone's here. The figure steps forward. For a second, Emma's heart drops. But then a familiar voice speaks. Put those files in the bag and follow me. Now. Detective Hawkins. Alive, but barely. His shirt is torn. A cut on his forehead. Breathing heavy. Emma rushes to him. Emma. What happened? Hawkins sways slightly. Hawkins. Holly's men found me. I led them away, but they'll be here any minute. Daniel. Daniel. We got the files. All of them. Hawkins grabs Daniel's shoulder. His voice low, urgent. Hawkins. Then we run. Because Hale will burn down this whole town before he lets you walk away with what's in that bag. Suddenly, glass shatters. A bullet rips through the wall. Emma screams. Hawkins pushes them down. Hawkins, move out the back. They race out the back door. Emma clutches Daniel's hand. Hawkins limps behind them, gun drawn. Another SUV screeches into the alley. More men. More guns. Daniel pulls Emma behind a dumpster. Daniel. Emma, stay low. Bullets hit the metal. Loud, sharp, terrifying. Hawkins fires back. Hawkins, get to the old train yard. Go? Emma hesitates. Emma, we're not leaving you. Hawkins looks at her with tired, burning eyes. Hawkins, Kid, if those files survive, my life's worth it. Emma's throat tightens. Daniel grabs her hand. Daniel! Emma, we have to go. Tears stream down her face as Hawkins yells. Hawkins! Run! Daniel pulls her through narrow back streets. Footsteps behind them. Shouts. Flashlight beams cutting through fog. Emma's fear turns into something new. Anger. Determination. Emma, we're ending this, Daniel. Right now. Daniel nods. Daniel. Then we get to the train yard alive. They turn the last corner and stop dead. The train yard. Deserted. Silent. And standing in the center. Hands behind his back. Calm. Waiting. Victor Hale. Hale doesn't move. Doesn't blink. He looks at Emma the same way a hunter looks at prey. Hale, you've caused enough trouble for one night. Daniel steps in front of Emma. Daniel, we're not afraid of you. Hale smiles faintly. Hale, you should be. He takes one slow step forward. Hale, give me the files. And you walk away alive. Emma's voice shakes with fury. Emma, you ruined our families. You killed people who tried to stop you. Hale tilts his head. Hale, truth is, your parents made choices. Bad ones. Daniel grips the bag tighter. Emma steps forward, tears glistening. Emma, my father wasn't perfect, but he wasn't a monster. Hale looks her dead in the eyes, cold, unblinking. Hale, everyone is a monster when you push them far enough. He slowly reaches into his coat. Emma tenses, but instead of a weapon, he pulls out a phone. Hale, last chance. Give me the files. Daniel whispers. Daniel, Emma, whatever happens, stay behind me. But Emma steps forward, and in that moment, Hale's smile disappears. His voice turns low, dark, deadly. Hale, have it your way. He snaps his fingers. From the shadows, more men appear, surrounding them. No escape. Emma grabs Daniel's hand, heart pounding, breath shaking. Emma, Daniel, this is it. Daniel squeezes her hand back. Daniel, then we fight. Hal raises his hand, ready to give the kill order. And cut to black. The train yard goes silent. Cold wind moves the rusted chains. Emma and Daniel stand surrounded. Men closing in. Guns raised. Hale steps forward slowly, hands behind his back. Hale, you had your chance. Now this ends my way. Emma whispers, shaking. Emma, Daniel, I'm sorry. Daniel squeezes her hand firmly. Daniel, you have nothing to be sorry for. Hale raises his hand to signal. A gunshot explodes across the yard. Everyone freezes. A man falls behind Hale, shot clean through the shoulder. Hale spins around. From the shadows, Detective Hawkins steps into the light, blood on his shirt, limping, barely standing, but alive. He raises his gun again. Hawkins, step away from the kids. Hale. Hale smirks. Hale, you just don't die, do you? Hawkins wipes blood from his lip. Hawkins, not tonight. Chaos erupts. Holly's men turn their guns. Hawkins fires again. Daniel pulls Emma behind an abandoned train car. Bullets spark off metal. Emma, we're trapped. Daniel grips her shoulders. Daniel, Emma, look at me. Find a way out. Hale wants the files, not us. Emma's eyes widen. She looks down at the bag. The evidence, the truth, everything. Emma, Daniel, what if we destroy the files? Daniel stares at her. Shock, fear, understanding. Daniel, if we do that, your father's name. Emma shakes her head. Emma, I don't care about the name. I care about stopping Hale. A bullet tears past them. Daniel pulls her close. Daniel, then we end this. Together, gunfire lights up the yard. Hawkins is hit in the leg, but keeps firing, yelling. Hawkins, run, go. Emma and Daniel sprint between train cars, dodging bullets. Hale shouts after them, "Hale, stop them! Get that bag!" His men chase. Emma climbs onto a freight car ladder. Daniel follows. They reach the top. Wind whipping, hearts pounding. Below, Holly's men spread out. Hale himself steps into the open, staring up at them. "Hale, you think you can run your whole life? Give me the evidence, Emma. You don't understand what you're holding." Emma's voice trembles but rises strong. "Emma, I understand enough. You killed people. You framed my father. You destroyed lives for power." Holly's jaw tightens. "Hale, your father wasn't a hero. He was weak. And weakness gets people killed." Tears burn Emma's eyes. "Emma, then I'm nothing like you." She pulls the USB drive from the bag. Holly's eyes widen, panic breaking through the calm. "Hale, Emma, don't you dare." And she slams it onto the metal rail, crushing it under her heel, snaps it in half. Daniel throws the hard drives off the train. They shatter on the ground. Emma rips the documents and lets the wind carry them. Holly's face twists with pure rage. "Hale, no." He grabs his gun, points it at Emma. Hawkins shouts, "Hawkins, Hale, don't." But the shot is fired. Emma flinches. Daniel drops to his knees. The bullet echoes through the yard. For a moment, silence. Then, Hale staggers backward. A red bloom spreads across his chest. He collapses to the ground. Behind him, Sheriff Collins stands with a rifle, hands shaking, eyes wet. "Collins, it's over, Hale." Hale tries to speak, but blood fills his throat. His last breath leaves him in a broken whisper. "Hale, you never knew the truth." And Victor Hale dies on the cold dirt of Willow Creek. Emma and Daniel climb down from the train. Hawkins limps over, leaning on Collins. Emma breaks down crying. Collins puts a hand on her shoulder. "Collins, your father wasn't the villain people said he was. Hale controlled everything. But you broke that cycle." Emma sobs into Daniel's chest. Hawkins looks at them with tired pride. "Hawkins, he won't hurt anyone again." Daniel holds Emma tightly. "Daniel, it's over. We're safe now." Summer light fills Willow Creek. Everything feels normal again. The town rebuilt. The fear gone. Emma sits on a bench by the creek. Older, calmer, healing. Daniel joins her, handing her an iced coffee. "Daniel, you ready?" Emma nods. "Emma, yeah, let's do this." They walk toward the renovated community center. Inside, a plaque hangs on the wall, in memory of the families who fought for the truth. Martin Carter, Emily Carter, Detective Miller. Emma touches her father's name gently. A soft smile, a tear. "Emma, I hope you see this, Dad. I hope you're proud." Daniel wraps an arm around her. "Daniel, he would be." Hawkins enters with a cane. "Hawkins, you two coming." The ceremony's starting. Emma and Daniel nod. They walk forward, toward light, toward peace, toward a future they fought to earn. The screen fades out as Emma whispers, "Emma, we survived Willow Creek." Fade out. The end.